Detective Nina Duncan was just starting her day like always, investigating crime, till she ran into an old friend. She recognized him, Jim Corbin, the same Jim Corbin from high school all those years ago back in 2007. She called his name and waved him down.
Jimmy.
He did the same. A break from the crime scene. Nina spoke about the past, bringing up Bry and Josiah, how both were athletic kings of Cleveland.
Back in the day, without a badge. Bry Fulton, author and scholar. The best. My late husband.
Jim also pitched in, mentioning Bry's terrific athleticism and how Bry meant to Jim. A strict bond, one of inspiration and one of understanding as he reflected on the fallen.
The man was one of a kind, Nina, and I miss that man. One of the best well-dressed, styling, and high-profiling real son-of-a-guns ever to grace Cleveland, Ohio. Bry Fulton, the scholar.
Nina reminded of the time she was pregnant with Bry's child, how he was excited, how he meant to her as a whole.
He always wanted a boy. Little Bry Fulton Jr., future genius of Gen A.
From his education to his announcement at a surprise party, but then Jim had cut her off. Upon the mentioning of a woman named Miriam,
Josiah was saying a slam to himself as he got through messy traffic, and so he got emotional. Thinking about his little girl.
About a few hours later, one of Cleveland's park. The sun is somewhat out and the area has a lot of activity. Though it's a calm mid-afternoon, Nina and Corbin meet in a park face to face. Sitting at a bench as they talk about Miriam and Josiah, little did they both know Josiah reached out to both of them.
He reached out to me a couple nights ago. I spoke with him, told me what was going on. Miriam came up, said mental illness, and I just remember her being vindictive with me when Bry was alive. When I was pregnant, she was jealous of me. Jealous because her and Josiah had fertility issues. She was always bipolar, had her moments, jealous and bitter.
The behaviors that Nina mentioned to Jim are concerning. It all pinpoints to the possibility of her taking her own child. But the question would linger, why? Jim, getting some more dynamics of the case, keeps listening. Jim and Nina continued talking some more about Josiah and his history with Miriam.
That is unstable, but I can't deny that speaking to Josiah was no better.
I was attacked by a baseball bat. It was Miriam.
Josiah argued didn't think to take a look at the evidence I presented him. Thought it was all smoke and mirrors, bunch of a bull crap. And now, with this revelation on Miriam, it gives me more risk.
Detective Jim will not work with Miriam on the case. A thought that leaves Nina concerned as she looks on, ready to finish the day. She's hopeful Adriana will be found. She gets home and settles down for the day.
Wow!
It was getting a little darker out, around 5 p.m.
Wow!
She suddenly hears a thud by her balcony. The crow suddenly starts talking to her.
Nina, my Ohio queen. It's Brian in a different life.
And with that, the two of them, sitting side by side, one reincarnated and another living, husband and wife.
Is that really you, Bri? I know I love horror. I love all the supernatural stuff, but this is surreal.
It's as real as it gets, my love. You look dazzling.
I really don't know what to say. It's all been so tough and hard without you. I think most nights I think of you, wishing you were here, far away from the other side.
Hearing his wife vent, Bri understands. He turns his attention to Nina and addresses what's at stake, Adriana, and to help his brother.
I am sorry, my love, but I'm here now through the spirit of the crow. I need you to do me a solid for your husband. Help my brother.
I really don't know him all too well like you, Bri. I know he's family, but his wife attacked me. This all doesn't make any sense. How did his own daughter vanish? It makes no sense to me. And now Corbin wants to work with her. How did you come about?
Nina, all in time will be certain, but now I need you more than ever as you do me. Help find Adriana. Josiah needs a support, more so than his wife.
To work with your brother is different. I trust him based on your judgment. I really don't want to get close to Miriam, not after what she did to us. The same one who took our child from us. I love you, Bri.
I will never forgive her, but I love my brother and my niece.
Bri instructs Nina on how to go about the case to make sure that Josiah finds his baby girl. He reminds her that she is his beautiful Ohio queen and will love her forever, even into the afterlife, which he does promise there is. He lets her know in all honesty that this is just the beginning, the truest revelation, finding the lost niece she never met.
Come back.
I love you, my Ohio queen. Always. I will see you soon.
And now, Nina must speak to Josiah and help.
Nina, Duncan, Cleveland, Ohio, detective, from writing my soul away. Nina talks about her love story, the origins of Bri. Bri was the love of her life. Bri was her everything. They eloped. They fell in love. They were this close of having a baby. Life happened. They didn't make it. That motivated Nina to really want to excel and do better. But she stuck by Bri's side no matter what. No matter the miscarriage, nothing changed Nina's loyalty to Bri. Nina was every woman that a man wanted. Every man's dream. What can I say? The Complicated Author, episode 3, is gonna break down Nina's origins. And Bri's gonna be right here to explain the story. Right, Bri, isn't that right? We're back. Writing My Soul Away, season 2. A Crow's Monologue. Nina, we're here. We're gonna break down your origins, your story, what inspired you, what motivated. We're gonna get into your psychological thoughts, and we're gonna talk about your philosophical approach on everything. Tune in. It's raining. Beautiful. Love it. That's your favorite time of the day. Yeah, rainy days, right, Nina? Used to cuddle with your husband, Bri. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But he's back, isn't he, Bri? Oops, sorry, spoiler alert. But tune in to Write In My Soul Away Lecture Part, Episode 3. The root of the issue, Nina's love story, the origin of Writing My Soul Away. Motivational aspect. What motivated me to create Nina Duncan, the detective? There's a lot of reasons what motivated me to do that. I've been inspired by a lot of great crime movies, such as Silence of the Lambs. Jodie Foster was a great detective that gave me the massive drive. Not simulate, but to give Detective Nina that edge. The edge of being calm, observant, using the psychological aspect against the suspects. Motivated me as well is to understand the origins and the connection between Bride, Nina, and Josiah. Every story has a back end story that we all need to know about and understand. Nina love story was very interesting, very unique. What inspired me to create Nina Origins, the root of the issue, her love story with Bry is so beautiful because they were like the perfect couple that everybody was jealous of at Princeton University, all the way from Cleveland, Ohio. As kids, they went to prom together. They were by each other's side. What I'm trying to do is create a model on there is such thing as good and everlasting love. Whatever you hear and whatever you see in the universe today, listen in the complicated author's aspect. Because true love do exist. You just gotta be mindful on who you choose to love. Nina is broken that Bry is gone. Once she encountered Bry, her whole world just changed. Nothing but hope. Thinking that Bry could maybe revert back into the crow, into a human being, but she knows deep inside that's not realistic. And she's even shocked that this is happening, this reincarnation, because Nina was not the type of person that bought into the reincarnation theory. So this is interesting. Yes, I adopted the Jodie Foster role to a certain degree, but Nina is in her own element. Her own element. The motivational, inspirational. Inspirational and motivational. That's what inspired me and motivated me to create Nina Duncan, Detective Nina Duncan from Cleveland, Ohio. Psychological. The mind of Nina Duncan. Quite interesting. Very interesting. Her mind played tricks every single day. She wants to blow her cover, wants to reveal it all. Nina's at a crossroads of losing herself, her soul as an individual. But what she was trained to do is helping her to stay afloat. Psychologically, she's damaged. She's keeping a poker face, becoming very numb, not showing, but she's hurt. She lost the love of her life. She doesn't want to get married again. It's over. She's done. Come on. If I found the love of my life like that, anybody would just feel like the world is over, huh? They treat each other like gold. There was no bumps, no issues. Everybody argued. We're all human, psychologically. She feels like she's lost. She's lost without Bri. And when she saw Bri, she just mentally fell into the depression again. But is fighting for the sake of Adriana to find her. That's the goal. The goal is to find Adriana. That is the goal. That is the goal. But philosophically, she has to remain unflinched. She can't show no emotions. She has to look at life differently, completely different. Nina Duncan. Mentally, she's fighting her way through this tunnel to eventually see the light. But she knows once bride time is up, and we don't know as we're writing, as we're going to each chapter through the book, we don't know how long Bri has. Time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. We don't know how long we have. We don't know how long we have. But Nina is embracing and enjoying the moments. Psychologically and philosophically, she's just holding it in. Understand, she's an example of a woman that's empowered, that is using logic and not overpowering her emotions, how people critique our typical woman in society. No, she is built different. She was raised by a Vietnam militant judge, one of the biggest judge out of Cleveland, Ohio. There's no room for her to show too much emotion. There's no room. There's room to show logic and use it, execute the goal. Nina Duncan, psychologically and philosophically, is the greatest detective ever lived. A Crow's monologue. No progress has been made. Empty room. Zero noise. Empty soul. Empty mind. Zero noise. A beautiful little girl who I raised, who is mine. I understand why a lot of parents, for their child and for their family, are quick to lose their mind. Are you okay, Josiah? I'm fine. Temptation to go in the back to help myself to a glass of wine. The world is yours. No, the world is mine. But society has us working so hard to break our bones down to our spine. These revival thoughts, as I lose them, these are just random thoughts. Please don't confuse them. Understanding breaking short prologues. I just carry a crow and just sing away his monologue. I refuse to speak to people. I refuse to waste any dialogue. I call for help, and this is the things that I get. There are so many memories with Adriana that I'll never forget. Josiah, Daddy's gonna find you, baby girl. This is Josiah, your dad. I'm coming. Time will heal, time will tell. Words are something you could cast, but I refuse to believe that they are a spell or spells. Manifesting words can come into real life. But for my baby girl, I will not lose these fights. Even if I have to take punches and all these bites. Adriana, Josiah,